Hey everybody, I'm Coach Tom. Welcome to my channel, Creating Your New Reality. I'm a self-actualization coach. What that means is that I help people cultivate, develop, and then express their true authentic selves in the areas of their relationships, their career, and their personal development. Are you ready? Let's go. Now, today I wanted to talk about a little used technique that can help us learn to live in the present, or be more present, or be more in the moment. That's one of those things that you always hear of, oh gosh, I wish I could just learn to be present, and how is that? How do we do that? A lot of times what we think that means is that we stop in a parking lot someplace and maybe, listen to the birds and just, breathe. And that's, you can appreciate that quiet time and you can appreciate the bird song and all that. But generally what happens is our mind will go ahead and just keep racing either forwards or backwards. And that's not really being present. A lot of times what happens is we end up paying too much attention to the two bigger thieves of our lives. And that one thief is our past and the other thief is the future. Okay, these are things that we focus on. We think when we're doing something, we think about, boy, how am I going to tweet about this? Or how am I going to make a cool Facebook update about this class I'm doing, or a lecture I'm attending, or something funny that my kid's doing? We really think about that. Our mind really races ahead to how we're going to tell the whole world all about what we've been involved in. Or we think when we've got some downtime, we think of things that happened in our past that maybe we feel guilty about, or we're sad about, or we're really upset about. Maybe something bad happened at work and you come home and your kid's doing the most cutest, adorable thing, or I don't know, maybe they're just wiping snot on the doorknob or something, but you don't get to enjoy that moment because you're upset that not only did your boss yell at you, but you're thinking, gosh, my spouse is going to yell at me because I might have gotten laid off today or something. You think about how you're going to explain your bad day. Or worse yet, you're one of those people that just grinds about something bad that happened all day and you just can't wait to bump into all your friends, and you're just waiting for someone to take a breath so you can just word vomit all these bad things and tell everybody how you got fucked over, or the cool way that you broke somebody in half verbally and got your way, or something. We tend to really just focus on the wrong things. So we all think, okay, I should maybe live better, and I'd like to be more mindful. I should live in the moment. And one of the ways that you can live in the moment, one of the ways that I like to practice that, is being mindful when you're in a moment. Okay, when you're having a conversation with somebody, be in that conversation. Listen to them, okay? And don't just nod your head and hope that they're done. This is also good training for you. I mean, not only is it validating for your person to listen to them and acknowledge them and give positive feedback, okay, and have a nice two-way thing that we call a discussion, us old-timers. So that's good, but this is a good thing for you to do to get yourself out of your shell. Another way of being present is deciding to have a conversation, okay? The first thing you want to do is give yourself permission. I learned this in my yoga classes, is give yourself permission to be there. You know what? I'm sitting down right now. I'm going to enjoy this cup of coffee with my best friend. And you know what? I'm going to share. I'm going to talk about good things. I'm going to force myself to be less introverted, and I'm going to speak. Okay, that's one thing you can do. And then that opens the conversation up. There's a thing that when you share good things, they'll share good things, and your relationship magnifies. So that's very nice. That's a nice way to live in the moment. That's a nice way to be present, okay? Now, and the cool thing is when you're verbalizing and using your active listening, you're not really thinking about, well, how am I going to tweet about this later? Or how am I going to put this on Facebook? And for that time, you're not thinking of the shitty thing that happened to you with your boss during that meeting. Okay. Now, that's how socially we can live in the present and have better relationships. Now, here's a way that we can actually break the curse of shyness, okay, by being present, all right? What we do, and you have to get your, again, always, I talk about this a lot, you have to get your legs up under yourself and decide, I am not going to be the shy, inhibited person, okay? I'm going to break out. Now, whether it's I'm going to talk to that pretty girl over there, or I'm going to go after this job, and today is my interview, what you do, you're going to follow the same steps. You're going to give yourself permission to be there. You know what? I'm going to actively participate in the human race today. I'm going to actively participate in my life, okay? So you decide that. That's the first thing. And then you're going to start talking to people, okay? You're going to go and talk to your boss, maybe about a promotion or a raise, and you're going to plan out how you're going to talk of these things, and you do that. But you hold yourself to that. You make yourself walk forward and speak and ask questions and listen. And again, you verbalize, practice your active listening. Don't prejudge. Don't sit there and get all upset because you don't know how it's going to end, or you're afraid you're going to get yelled at. Okay, this is where inhibited people really screw themselves up, because you prejudge the end of the conversation and you think that the worst thing is going to happen. All right, so you got to do a couple of things here. This is a master key of getting somewhere on this plane of existence. Okay, you have to not only be present and talk and be mindful of, okay, I'm speaking and they're speaking to me and we're going somewhere, but you also have to practice the law of assumption. And we all do it, but most of us practice it in that bad way, okay? We assume the worst. We assume the worst thing is going to happen to us. I'm going to get yelled at, shot down, rejected, whatever, okay? And if it happens to you a lot, you're going to assume it happens to you again, and it's going to keep happening, and that's what keeps you in your box. That's what keeps you in your shell, okay? So you've got to change. You've got to, a lot of times what you have to do is, instead of sleeping in all day on a Saturday or all day on a Sunday, get up early and think about what kind of conversations you want to have. What kind of relationships do you want to have? Gee, I'd like to have a better relationship with my mom. Okay, well then, you know what? When I go see mom, I'm going to talk to her about these things and keep a calm, level tone, and I'm going to ask her. I'm going to ask her what she thinks, and it's going to work. Okay, or when I've got a date, you know, I tend to rely on really self-deprecating humor and say a bunch of stupid things, hope I get a reaction. You know what? I've noticed all I ever do is I talk about myself when I'm out on a date. So I'm going to think of 2 to 3 questions that I'm going to ask and commit to memory, and those are going to be my icebreakers, and I'll get them talking. Okay, see how I'm doing this? I'm making decisions, and then when I get into the situation, I will actively speak. I will stay in that moment like, yes, I'm actually talking to this person, and I'm going to now speak, and I'm going to ask questions, and then they're going to talk back to me, and then away you go, okay? And that's how you do that. If you can master being around people and not looking at your damn phone every 30 seconds, okay, you will be able to become a master relationship builder. All right, that's one of the things, and I know I'm drifting a bit far afield here. I know I started off talking about living in the present. Okay, now a lot of times we talk about being in the present as a way to calm us down, okay, as a way to get out of the rat race and a way to vibrate higher. I'm going to be present and all these things, okay, and that's all well and good. There's a place for that. You know what? Get as much of that as you can, but be present in your speaking, in your hearing. All right, because these are the modalities that we use to get by in this world. Okay, we speak because that is how we create, with our words. Okay, we also create with our thoughts. We also develop faith by hearing. Okay, we listen. Okay, we listen for our people. We listen to the voice of creation. Okay, all these things. Faith cometh by hearing. You build yourself up by the words you hear. But if you keep your ears shut and all you care about is, I'm going to run this person over and inflict my will on them, or I'm going to just sit in a corner someplace, you know what? Your quality of life is absolutely going to devolve. All right. So, and you don't want to do that. So I hope this helped you guys today. Just remember, practice that active speaking, practice that active listening. Be present, be in the moment. Don't run too far afield. Don't think about what you're going to say later, and don't think about what happened earlier and let that screw you up and knock you off track. Okay, don't do that. I love you guys very much. Happy Wednesday, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.